Hi, I'm Adam Ramey, and welcome to GulfSide Chats. I'm a political science professor at NYU Abu Dhabi, and I've called the UAE my home for the better part of 14 years. The purpose of this channel is very simple. It's to answer your questions and concerns about what's going on in the UAE with regards to the conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran that broke out on February 28th, 2026. When that conflict broke out, I had one-on-one conversations in person and on the phone with family, friends, and colleagues here in the UAE and back home in the US. They want to know what's happening. They want to know why we're here. They want an assessment of where we're going and what the options are. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of confusion, and there's a lot of fear. In those conversations, I was able to leverage my expertise both as a political scientist as well as somebody who's on the ground here to be able to give people a little bit of comfort and solace to help resolve some of the uncertainty that they have. And so I decided to expand the scope of things and to do this with a broader audience, with people I don't know. This channel is going to be a live video series whereby there's going to be a chat box and you're going to be able to ask whatever questions you want about what's happened to date and where we're going. I'll do my best to give you honest answers. I'm not a Defense Department official. I'm not a government spokesman. I don't speak on behalf of my university, but I am a political scientist who's lived here for a long time with a lot of expertise about what's happening in the region. I've appeared in international media outlets, including CNN, CNBC, and Sky News. And I will do my best to be honest with you. International media has largely misrepresented what's happened and doesn't really have the pulse of the community here on the ground. In the rest of this video, I'd like to explain to you what's happening, where we've been and where we are today as of Thursday, the 5th of March, 2026. I had to check my watch because it seems like a year has passed, even though we're not even a week into this yet. On February 28, 2026, the US and Israel launched preemptive strikes against the Islamic Republic of Iran over concerns of that country's desire to have nuclear weapons. Almost immediately after the first US and Israeli strikes, Iran retaliated not only by attacking Israel, but also every single one of its Arab neighbors, including the UAE, which has felt the brunt of the retaliation. Fortunately, the UAE has an excellent military and excellent air defense capabilities. Hundreds and hundreds of drones and missiles have been launched since the conflict began, and the UAE has shot down over 93% of them. Despite that immense success rate and the UAE government's exceptional job in keeping the people safe, folks are scared. On Saturday and Sunday nights, we were woken up in the middle of the night with alerts on our phone to take shelter for fear of missiles in an area. We hear loud booms, which are actually comforting, believe it or not, because the loud booms mean that the missiles were intercepted. But despite all of that, there's still a lot of uncertainty about what happens from here on out. Luckily, after the first couple of days of the conflict, things died down. There have been far fewer missiles, far fewer attacks, and there's even some passenger flights that have resumed via Emirates and Etihad Airlines. Some people are leaving. You've probably heard in the media that there's a mass exodus of expatriates from the UAE. I think that's a gross oversimplification. There are some people who are leaving, but there's a lot of others who are staying, for now at least. And that's the case of me and my wife. We're keeping an eye on things on a day-by-day basis, but so far, we feel incredibly safe and secure. That could change in a moment's notice, though. I don't want to sugarcoat things. We have no idea how long this conflict can go on for, whether the United States and Israel and Iran are willing to get back to the negotiating table, and what the long-term prospects are going to be. We're living this day by day, and so far, we're adapting. In the last 36 to 48 hours, most of the UAE has not had any alerts on their phones. There's been no immediate danger. That being said, folks are being vigilant. Some people are staying indoors constantly, but in many places, life goes on. If you go to the beaches in Dubai and go to malls in Abu Dhabi, there are still many people out living their day-to-day lives. It's scary, it's uncertain, but that's where we are now. I look forward to talking with each and every one of you, and I hope you all stay safe. Talk to you soon.